Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly market update. This Monday, I have Maddie and Will with me this morning. How are we, guys?
Good.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah. Been overseas for a few days, checking out some big Harcourt's offices in Christchurch in New Zealand. So they certainly do it on a larger scale there than anywhere in Australia. So we've been over there getting some ideas from those guys over the last couple of weeks. So what's been happening in the market while I've been away, guys? What's been happening in property management? So,
Lots. It's great. I think I've mentioned previously that we've had the most new builds, I think, ever on the market at the moment.
Yes.
They just all got finished at once, which is good. We've leased a few of them now. So the Coolstall Road properties that we have, we've leased 2 of those already. 4 to go. So you've got to get in quick if you want one of those ones. They've been very popular.
Oh, good.
We have 15 properties online at the moment, and another one coming up this week, 10 Doyle Avenue in Verona Sands. That's $400 a week, and that one's actually pets considered. So I'm thinking that one's going to be pretty popular because that doesn't happen very often in the Hill Valley anymore. But yeah, full steam ahead. I think it's we're all going to be very busy until Christmas.
Good. What about sales? What's been happening
good for you guys.
sales?
It's sort of not so busy for us in sales at the moment. Things have slowed down a bit. I don't know. You'd think it'd be getting busier as it gets warmer, but we've actually had a bit of a lull still. I don't know. I don't know where all the buyers are. They're not coming out of the woodwork.
Got to give them a week or two to get used to the good weather.
Maybe everyone's been watching Bathurst or AFL Grand Finals or something.
Too much happening.
Yes, it might be the first free weekend.
Weekend
with nothing on for everybody for a long time. So
we had a few opens on the weekend. Sort of had mixed results. We had a good result in Huonville, Crofton Court, but then many of the other ones we didn't get anyone sharp. So.
A little bit mixture. Okay. And still some offers coming through, I noticed, and some contracts on properties. So still ticking buyer activity out there.
Ticking along, yes. Need more though.
We
need where are the buyers? Where they all gone?
Okay. So very property and price specific still, by the sounds of it. So.
Being very picky, I think the buyers that are out there as well. Taking the time, and that makes sense. It's more of a buyer's market now that we're heading into. So
yes,
they're finally able to be picky with what they're going for.
What they're having for. Okay. And Maddie, you went and watched. We sponsored the women's game before the rivalry on the weekend. So how did that one go?
Northern suburbs versus southern suburbs. So I think the northern suburbs were Glenorchy, Claremont, Brighton and New Norfolk versus Huonville, Cygnet and Kingston. So it was good. The first quarter was pretty competitive. I think just given the amount of people that the northern team could choose from, they did run away with it a little bit, which was probably to be expected. And look, the southern team, you could tell that they hadn't really played together before. But it was a good game to watch, good game to watch. I hope it continues over the next couple of years because I think it could be a really, really good thing. But it was really good to watch. And look, seeing Brendan Favola in the rugby game afterwards wasn't bad either.
How was the crowd up there?
Good, I think having it, because Huonville had it last year, there were quite a few people there last year, but I think having it at North Hobart just gives a little bit more, like it expands it a little bit more.
It's a nice crowd.
and it was a really good viewing as well because you can't park around there, so there was just all seating and all that sort of stuff. So most of the seated wet area was full. And there was a bit of the bar up the top as well, and then both grandstands had sort of scattered viewers. So it was pretty good crowd. Fed kicks 10-9, so
hasn't lost it yet then. So.
No,
10-9. That was cracking. Missed a few there.
He did. He actually did. But Peter Gutwin, he kicked a couple too for the Tassie team. So very accurate.
No,
it was a good day. Really good day.
And you can probably fill us in, but it looks like a lot of businesses in Huonville are getting on board the Halloween at the end of the month, which Maddie's been involved with setting up and getting us on board, I guess, as a business, and sounds like lots of other businesses are going to do something on that day and be a part of it. So it sounds
which
like
is so great.
Yeah.
Like I think we have 14 businesses on board to date. Hopefully we get a couple more, but I mean that's even more than we expected to begin with as well. I think it's great because the main street of Huonville is it's a good space for it. You can go both ways. When it was in Franklin, it was a little bit hectic because there was only one side of the street that you could actually trick or treat on, which made it a little bit dangerous. But yeah, I think it's good. Between 3 and 5 p.m. on the 31st of October, just after school, duck in, do all the 14, hopefully more spots, and it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. Louis will be here, scaring everybody.
Anybody that wants to get on board can maybe reach out to Maddie or ask some of the other businesses as to what they're doing, and we can see a few more posts and things over the next week or two before that. But it sounds to be. Get ready to be scared.
It'll be exciting. And we have the Hilltop Hike this weekend as well.
We do, yes. That was, So last chances, get on and register. Lots and lots of people. There's going to be much bigger than last year. There's a lot of people registered. Big chunk of the valley is going to be there. So hopefully we see all of you walking alongside us or up on top of the hill or over at the PCYC if you can't walk up the hill, or even some people might be just walking over to the bridge and different things. So there's certainly lots of activities going to be there, lots of things happening, and a really great course. So hopefully we'll see lots of the people in the valley there on Saturday.
Be great.
Question of the week.
Yes, so that's me.
It is.
We get quite often a question about rent and bond. So basically, how much upfront for new tenants. So bond is always the equivalent to 4 weeks rent. Whether you pay $400 a week or whatever, it's the equivalent to 4 weeks rent. That's held by a third party, just for end of tenancy.
And the main questions is clarity around, is that money part of my rent?
Yes.
Or is that my first 4 weeks rent?
That's
or
right.
Do I need to pay more than that? It's what a lot of people have those questions about, isn't it?
So that's a completely separate thing. That's your holding deposit for any damages or cleaning or anything that needs to happen at the end of the tenancy, or any arrears or anything like that. Your rent, we always ask for your first 2 weeks rent. So there is always a little bit of confusion about that 2 weeks rent because we get to the end of the tenancy and people think that they paid their 2 weeks rent in advance, which means that they have 2 weeks left over at the end of the tenancy, whereas it is always your first 2 weeks rent. So you pay 2 weeks and then you live 2 weeks and then you pay 2 weeks and you live 2 weeks. So all up, it's the equivalent to 6 weeks rent that we ask up front, but only 2 of that goes towards rent.
And it does get confusing because some other states ask for the extra 4 weeks rent up front and different things. So it's quite a bit different from state to state with some of those things. And probably the other thing that, while we're on that topic, and it's another question of the week, but we may as well talk about it, is it's different in Tassie. How much rent can you pay up front?
Yeah, so actually under legislation we can only accept 6 weeks rent up front. We get people that offer to pay the first 12 months, the first 6 months, love to take it, but we unfortunately can't. So 6 weeks maximum we're allowed to take. We always pass on the fact that you're able to pay that much up front. It's always a green tick against you, but can't accept it, unfortunately.
No, and it was something that we had a lot of tenants trying to offer a couple of years, a year ago, and it was very competitive. And you hear about people doing that to sort of get ahead, but unfortunately it contradicts the act, and
that's
they're not allowed to hold that money in Tasmania.
Also, though, on that, it goes hand in hand with offering above the renting, the asking rent. So if it's advertised for 400, we can't accept 420. We can only accept 400. We've had quite a few people over the last probably 12 to 18 months offer a little bit more than what it's advertised at. And again, it's great, love it, but we can't accept it under legislation.
Lots of questions there.
I have one little question. What's the vacancy rate like again? Because it got down to something crazy like 0.
Tasmania is blowing out quickly at the moment. So, and
it's going up to a more normal, like 3%. Is that about normal?
It's close to 3%,
Across the states a little bit different, but it's close to that.
So it's normal. It's sort of back to normal to get a rental. Like it's not hard.
That's right. And it's not dire or anything like that. It's just back to the normal rates that we had probably two or 3 years ago. So a
lot of available properties. I think there's still, I guess, a rental crisis in the affordable housing, and that's where we see a lot of competition, and that's where there's a lot of issues around that 350 and 400 a week is where it's super competitive. Lots of people can afford that. Not a lot of people can afford the market rents of a lot of the houses now that are around 500 a week and things. So that's not so competitive around there really anymore. So it's a very you have a few tenants here and there to pick from in that price bracket where if there's a house at 320 a week, then we've got a lot of applications and there's a lot of people that need that more affordable housing. So I think that's really where the housing shortage. It's a low income affordability crisis more than necessarily a housing shortage crisis, which like we probably did have there 18 months ago. So cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We went on lots of questions there, so we went on for a long time. So thanks for watching right to the end. Let you all get on with your week, and we'll see you next week on the update.
Cheers, guys.